Hello, I'm Taya Anderson of Bold Soul Coaching, and I'm here to talk to you today about overcoming obstacles. This is my 3-step quick guide to doing just that. Now, quite often when clients talk to me in our coaching sessions, they present an obstacle to me. It's something that's getting in the way of them attaining that dream or that goal or of whatever it is. And when this happens, people seem to lose faith. They think that the universe is telling them that they shouldn't be going towards that goal. They think it's a sign that they're going in the wrong direction. And they say to me that if it were right, the universe would just open the doors and it would be easy to get where I want to go. Now, I don't believe that to be true at all. In fact, I think often the goals that are most important to us and most right often come with the biggest obstacles. First of all, that's just because that's life. That's what is involved being a human here on Earth. But also, I think there's a very good reason sometimes for those obstacles. I think that they help us to develop our sense of our clarity around what we want and also our strength, and to know that when we come up against difficult things in the future, we know that we'll be able to overcome them. Also, when we do achieve that goal or that dream that we're aspiring to, it feels so much more fulfilling to know that we've had to climb a few mountains along the way. And as you probably know, most people that have achieved great things have often had the greatest obstacles to face. First of all, before we begin, I'd like you to get really clear about what the goal is. Where is it that you're trying to get to? What is that thing? And you can imagine it almost as this shiny object that you're holding in your hands, whether it's a small dream or a big dream, it really doesn't matter. I'd just like you to get a sense of it and be clear about what it is. So, number one, in terms of overcoming the obstacle or obstacles that you feel are in your way, is to ask yourself the question, is this really an obstacle? Now, I have a great example of this today, in fact, which is I'm in a place with an airport just down the road, a main road that's quite noisy, and a fridge in the background. And at first I saw this as an obstacle to filming this. But then I decided, you know what, it's actually better to do this today and do it here than not at all. So I decided that that wasn't an obstacle, and I hope you could just tolerate the imperfect noise and also actually the imperfect light. And once you've answered that question, I'd like you to move on to number 2. The second question is to be really clear about what the obstacle is. So think about it. What's the obstacle? And ask yourself, is the obstacle practical or emotional? Now, I ask this because quite often emotional obstacles masquerade as practical obstacles. So it might be that the practical obstacle is that you think you don't have enough resources, enough time or money or people to help you with whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And that can masquerade, as I say, as a practical thing, but actually it's an emotional thing. It's often to do with the fact that it feels scary to ask for what you need, whether that's asking to borrow some money, to ask for someone to help with your kids so you have more time, or just to ask for help in general. So I'd like you to get really clear about what the actual obstacle is. And we can be going around in circles with obstacles for such a long time. They can feel so frustrated and like we're banging our head against a brick wall that we can get actually quite caught up in the drama of them and forget to look at really good options for us that we might not have seen at first. So, number 3 is, how do I resolve this? And I want you to put aside that drama for a moment and really tune into your own intuition, your own sense of inner guidance or knowing, or just take a moment of reflection, whatever you prefer, to really think about how you might resolve this. So take a breath and tune in to your own inner wisdom. Now, what is your inner wisdom saying that you need to do? Is that the thing that's standing in your way actually just a timing issue? Is it that you need to wait a bit of time to help it to be resolved, and then it may just be resolved naturally, or you need to take some action in a bit of time? Or is it that you need to think outside the box? All you need is one action step, one thing to try to do next. And once you've listened to that intuition about what that practical action is, I'd like you to write down that practical action. What step are you going to take next? Which of course will lead to other steps. If after the first step you still feel a bit stuck, then tune back into your intuition or your inner knowing and ask, okay, what can I try next? Sometimes it takes just being really resourceful and trying lots of things to overcome the obstacles. So I hope you've gained a bit of clarity today about what you need to do to overcome that obstacle, and I look forward to hearing how you get on with moving forward and really enjoying that goal when you get there as well. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with more. Goodbye!